Games may begin. Good luck and good curling.
All right, ready, you want it? Go for it.
You there, Bo?
Hello?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me over here? Fine. I can hear you, yep.
Can you hear me, Bo?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yep. I don't think we're live yet, so we're
Perfect.
I think Jerry
All
will
right.
give us the cue when we go live.
Sounds good.
He's been fairly busy, so let's be a little bit careful. We might be live. I'm not sure. I'll wait a couple of minutes yet. And if I don't hear from him, I think I'll just start yapping.
Fair enough.
I think I'll kick it off, Bo, and hopefully we're on air. Good afternoon, everyone. Clayton Wicks here with Bo Connelson. I'm at the Swift Curling Club. We're watching the women's final in the Saskatchewan U20 Provincial Curling. We have Simpson taking on Semeniuk. We're partway through the first end. Had a little bit of technical difficulties getting going. Simpson has hammer for the first end. And as you can see, we've got a Semeniuk rock just short of the rings and a Simpson rock at the back of the rings. Now just freezing up to a Semeniuk stone, and we'll try to get caught up with some decent announcing here shortly. Semeniuk now, I think, probably trying to freeze to or tap the stone in the top four.
Sliding a little deep. The ice has been running a little straighter than what we've seen throughout the start of this year.
Semifinals, it was running about 14.5, so the speed's been good. Simpson now probably going top four again, try to get things choked off for Semeniuk. Even though she does have hammer, she is attacking center already. She's lying one, maybe two. Looks like just the one.
Looks to be potentially lining up the double here.
If she catches it a little thin, she might, catches the 4-foot one thin, she might end up jamming on the back yellow, but worth giving it a crack. Looks like she was maybe inside and peeled off her center guard.
Now big opportunity here to lie 3 with a nose hit. Or maybe even 4. I think just 3.
I think just 3. I guess she could glance off that one, go to the back, and be lying 4, but I don't think that's her major mission right now.
Curling right out of the hand. On the corner guard, but rolling, touching the top red, just sitting the 1.
Sets up an easier double now.
Yeah, and depending on which way they make this, second red could go back into that pile there, into the catchers.
Yeah, she might even pull off a triple if you hit it exactly right.
Mm-hmm. Got a curl. Just clearing the top one. So Team Simpson should have the same shot here to lie 3.
So Semeniuk without hammer, you got to be getting a little concerned pretty soon. We've had 2 chances at a double now and didn't execute.
There's a nice hit and stick there. Got to play the hit and roll, but it's a little scary considering that's a red rock that can be raised in.
Yeah, would you play the hit and roll or would you try for a double?
Yeah, you could try the double, catch the back one. There's also the super thin double, which might even be better just to hit the top one and roll onto that one, but I like this call. I think it's probably just going to be right around nose. Catches the back yellow. Doesn't change a whole lot there, just removes the backing.
Laura Spidle's throwing their last third stone, and this end will be skipped rocks after this one.
Oh, it's out there. Lots of rotation on this one. Touch a piece and kill one of their own on the way by.
Almost 2.
Manages to stick around, biting the back edge of the 12 there.
That changes things around quite a bit for Semeniuk. It would appear there's only 2 rocks on the rings at the back. The one at the front is tight, but not in.
Now, although it's partly buried behind that top red, there might still be a double here.
Chloe Semeniuk skipped for the Semeniuk team, about to throw her first stone. Looks like she's playing the double at the back. Even if she makes this double, if she rolls out, it still gives Simpson a chance for 2 by playing a split on that top one.
On it early. Looks to be pretty close. Sneaks by and has enough weight to make the double.
Yep.
Really nice shot there.
Very nice to hang around. Like I said, if she doesn't hang around, could easily give up a 2. So Shawna Simpson's throwing her first skip stone of the first end, looking to replicate Shawna Simpson's shot.
Rolls a couple feet and open on the other side. So my guess would be that Team Semeniuk is going to try and roll underneath the guard here to make the blank as tough as possible.
Right. But again, very important she hang around.
Yeah, and you don't want to play it too close to that guard because if you ever clip it, and there's a chance for 3 out of nowhere. So
right. Looking pretty close.
Just a nose hit there. Good shot. It's still looking at that top red. From my angle, it doesn't look like it's in, but they've looked at it quite a few times, so it might be worth putting a stick on it.
Gotta commit to your decision here.
Yeah, that's true.
Or if you make a mistake and knows it, you measure and cross your fingers.
Yeah.
It would appear she's playing the blank anyway.
It's a good shot there, and I wonder if they'll take another look at it or just there they go. Oh.
Don't know if they confirmed that with the Semeniuk team or not. Anyway, after one end of play, we have a 0-0 score after Simpson blanks the end. We'll begin end number 2 with Simpson and Hammer. For anyone just joining, we did start off with a little bit of a hiccup with technical stuff, but that's just the norm. I'm Clayton Wicks here at the Swift Current Curling Club with Bo Cornelson sitting on an armchair somewhere, different time, different place, both making some comments on the game. Going to try to bring you some enjoyment and have some fun.
And if I'm Team Simpson there, I'm quite happy with the blank. Although earlier on in the end, looked like they might have had a chance to score a couple. But you can only imagine the nerves going through in the provincial final like this. So it's nice to settle in with a blank end to start.
Yeah, and like all provincial finals, we can't see it on our screen, but I can see it at the club here. We've got the jackets and plaques and stuff sitting on the sheet right beside them, so that plays into the nerves as well.
Absolutely. The guard goes up, so it looks like we're going to have some action this end.
So this is the lead throwing now for Shawna Simpson. It's Caitlin Speidel. She's in grade 11, considering getting into law. Electing to draw around the center guard, which isn't a surprise to anybody with the curling strategy these days.
We go into the top four, just showing about a quarter of it.
And this is Lindsay Miller, the lead for Chloe Semeniuk, throwing her second stone of the second end. She's in grade 12. Don't know what her aspirations are after grade 12. Nobody filled me in on that.
This one taking just a second longer to catch that curl, but there it goes. Gets to the nose. It's a good shot there.
Simpson's now going to go to the wings. There's nothing much he can do with the stuff along the center line. Not at this point.
You want to try and be behind the tee line with these kind of shots. Looks like they just got there, just to make the hit and roll as difficult as possible for the other team. And if you do make the hit and roll, then you will be behind the tee line, so not as effective.
Playing a freeze to their previous stone. Kelsey Wall throwing her first stone. She's in grade 12. Looking to become an educator of some kind when she gets out of school. Going into an education program.
A bump there.
Probably a little.
Away.
Sorry, it's probably a little harder than she wanted to. I think they were trying to play more of a freeze to it, I think. I didn't see where she indicated the roll to be. Is she going towards center?
It looks like she called for just the nose here, but rolling in, depending on where you lie. Now there might be a short run double there. It's hard to see. I don't think you can see enough of the yellow to make both of those reds go, but you can for sure change the angles up here. Hanging on that center line. This is close. Make some noise, and that's a really good shot there.
Yeah, excellent result.
Simpson still lying the one.
Call for the peel on the center guard. Is that what?
Looks like straight peel, yeah. Gets it thin, avoids hitting any other rocks in the rings, and looks like red is third shot on the left, so Team Semeniuk is gonna want to roll away and try and make these two yellows as even as possible to avoid a double. Makes the short run, but rolls out. So now a chance to hit and roll, split the rings, and lie two.
I think this is Leah Beausoleil throwing her first rock. First year of nursing.
They're on it early. Rolls the other way, but keeps both reds in the rings, lying the one.
I think I named that last curler backwards. This is now Leah Beausoleil throwing. There's mistake number one, Bo. You can relax.
Nice shot there. There's no double, so Simpson is just going to try and roll on top of that yellow.
Lauren Speidel throwing now. She's in her second year of business. I'm guessing she's a sister of the lead, Caitlin. Same last name, and they're 2 or 3 years apart, so makes sense to me they'd be sisters. If not, that'll be my second mistake.
Now I think they called the double here. Is that correct, or just the hit and roll?
I didn't see it, but that would be kind of my guess. But that's a tough turn to make the double.
Yeah, a nose hit here is actually a pretty good result as well. Lie two without leaving a double.
Yeah, again, you need to be hanging around on this. So.
And there's the nose hit.
Shawna Simpson throwing, skip of the Simpson team. She's actually in grade 11. And her future is professional curler or kinesiology, or both.
Just hits enough of it to move it all the way out of the rings.
Chloe looks like she's going to split the house and put the force on.
They're off it now. And that's a really good spot there. I think it'll make Team Simpson think about the draw or the nose hit here. And
It seemed by her mannerism she was playing the nose hit, but with that ice, it could be either.
yeah, this is just a preference shot here.
Yeah.
Looks like Team Simpson is playing the hit. Now, me personally, I would probably be playing the draw, but then again, you've seen my intern, so.
Well, and the only way you could give up a steal of 2 is by drawing.
This rolls out, so.
If you draw like me.
Yeah.
The rollout. So Semeniuk will steal one in the second end to go up 1-0 here in Swift Current at the iPlex at the Swift Current Curling Club at the Sasktel U20 Provincial Curling. This is the championship final. Winner of this game gets to wear green and go on. The other one gets silver, and always the tough medal in curling. The only medal you get for losing. In the round robin, Simpson went 5-1. Then they won their 1-2 game against Baldock to advance to the final, and then they got to sit back while they waited for the other one to come up, and Semeniuk beat Loudon to get into the semifinal, and then beat Baldock to get into the final. So they were 3-3 in the round robin, and Simpson was 5-1. But you and I both know when it comes down to curling, this is the only game that matters to either one of them right now.
Absolutely.
First 3 or 4 stones are never too hard to predict. I guess the first stone, you either take it into top 4 or play a fairly short center guard. Simpson now will, actually she's playing the hit and roll.
Yeah, and since that yellow rock is in such a good spot, we could see Team Simpson playing the delayed corner guard here.
Semeniuk will play a nose hit to keep it on center line again. Simpson makes a good decision to keep hitting. No delayed corner at this end.
Yeah, both teams happy to just exchange stones here. It's like Team Simpson would like to take the hammer into the even ends coming home in the 4th.
Almost a sneaky roll to the outside, but slid a little too far.
And that rock could come into play later on in the end if either team elects to try and freeze up to it.
Simpson trying to hit and roll to the other side of the house. Bit of an overcurl for what they planned. Just swept it hard all the way.
Yeah, now they could get a sneaky roll here and make things a little more difficult.
Simpson's going to try to get the sneaky roll. I was going to say there could have been a chance here for them to gamble and really put the force on, but looks like they're just playing the hit.
Yeah, and these kind of ends really save some time on the clock for both teams as well, giving you more time near the end of the game to really think about every single shot. Not that anyone's had any time trouble this week, but just something to keep in mind.
Let you catch your breath. Tiny outside roll here would be nice. Not going to get it.
With the nose once again. Cutting it close, but they stick the shooter right on the edge, and that is a really good spot to roll to.
That red becomes a catcher for sure now. And I don't think if they nose it, they'll be on the ring. Be close. And close it is. I don't think it's on, but pretty hard to tell from what we can see.
Really hard to tell from here.
There it looks like it's not on, but at the end of the end, I would think we might be throwing a stick on it if there's a difference at that point. Skip's first rock coming now. Chloe Semeniuk. Going to the other side of the house to keep those two reds of play. Stops top 12. Simpson taking on the hit and roll towards center, I would think. I don't think from your screen view, Bo, you can see the house anymore, can you?
Nope, not from my screen.
Okay, you see what I see, so I'll fill in when I can, or when I should, or if I can. Yellow rock sitting about 730. Simpson playing the hit on this, rolling towards center. She gets the roll. Doesn't get behind those corners, but she gets to middle of the 8-foot.
There we go.
So here's decision time for Chloe. Does she want to kind of sneak underneath or leave it open for the blank? She has to stay in the house is the main thing. A split available for 2 for Simpson if she were to take it on, if Chloe were to roll out.
Rolls behind the red, so that's a really nice shot there.
Run back, roll on? If they play the top one? Probably not, eh?
Yeah. Well,
It'd be close. She's even got the red one for a redirect.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Shot's really hard to make without.
Drawing for the single. I don't see Coach jumping out of his chair.
Yeah, and all end, we were kind of thinking blank, and then that last roll there was pretty perfect. Can't place that much better.
Yeah, unless it's so far out there they haven't thrown rocks there, I'd be real tempted to try and do that tap back. Or a little more than a tap back, I guess. Might have been able to get your deuce out of it, but we will never know. So final draw coming of the end. Drawing against 1. Needs just better than full 12. Sweepers are just watching. She's a little
Riding
warm.
a bit here.
Yeah, she's a little warm, I think.
Just enough to hang on for the single.
Yep. So, after 3 ends of play, it is now a 1-1 curling game. Hammers have reversed since the beginning is about all that's happened. We'll be starting forward shortly here at the Swift Current Curling Club. We're watching the Saskatchewan U20 Provincial Curling, the championship final in the ladies division. It's Team Simpson versus Team Semeniuk. And Team Semeniuk now has Hammer with a 1-1 score. Another shout out to PharmaSave, the major sponsor of this U20 Women's Provincial Curling Championship. They've been here off and on all weekend, door prizes, supporting curling. Many shouts out to them for supporting curling.
And to the top 4 again.
So both teams contemplating that delayed corner guard tactic right off the bat.
Could be seeing another open house end here with no guards in play.
Yeah. Caitlin Spidel is attempting to hit this one on the nose, and Looks like she's going to be rolling a little to the wings, though. Semeniuk will play the nose hit. She'd be prefer to leave play out on the wings for right now. Looking across the sheet at the men's final, Robinson is taking on Snow. It is 3-2 for Snow, playing 4. Robinson has hammer.
Got to go hard to keep the shooter around here. Looks like they have enough of it. So it appears like we're going to play this end exchanging rocks. Could have played a freeze to that one, or would you have tried that, Bo? Well, it's pretty tough. I think it's really hard to make the perfect freeze so that there's like no blast available, but I don't mind the hit there. Take the blank into the fourth end break. Let's reset.
Leah Beausoleil throwing her first stone of the fourth end. I said it backwards again. That's Lauren Spinal. They're all wearing the same color. It's hard to tell. Like that's a good excuse. Their uniforms might be the same color, but I'm pretty sure their rocks aren't.
And the first mistake there with the rollout. Although it doesn't change much, it does give Team Simpson the chance to kind of recalibrate, throw a draw, get the draw weight back.
Not a bad time to have a half shot. This one looks a little warm. And it's out the back. Trying an inside out draw here to the wings. That was 14 seconds, right on the nose.
14 seconds, and it's sliding right to the tee line there, to the wing.
Yeah, so 14.5 with light brushing would be the weight. And I think it's been that all day today. I'm saying all day, but there's only been 2 draws.
And I'd say that's pretty standard speed for Swift Current Curling Club ice. Although we are seeing a little bit less curl than what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it looks like that just under 4 feet of curl. And it seems to be fairly close both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Again, looking over at the men's final going on right now. Robinson against Snow, playing the 4th. Looks like Robinson's down 1 with Hammer, but it looks like he's got some work cut out for him to make sure he can get his 1. There's 3 snow rocks in the 4-foot, and partially covered anyway. I don't have a good angle from here, but it looks like Robinson's going to try for the double and maybe have something for his last shot for the single. On our sheet, it's not quite as exciting. We're looking at exchanging hits. Final rock in the 4th end. Semeniuk.
Looks like they're on it early here. Really curling. Might want to be playing it the other way now.
They're playing to hit it.
There they go.
And a blank end here in 4. So we have a 1-1 game after 4. The only thing the first 4 ends really has accomplished is that Semeniuk now has hammer in 5. Over on the men's side, Snow is throwing his last rock, throwing up a guard against 2 in the 4-foot. Actually, it looks like he's coming right in. So it's going to leave Robinson. Big decision to make. I'll let you know how that pans out. But anyway, after 4 ends on the women's, we have a 1-1 tie between Simpson and Semeniuk here at the Swift Current Curling Club. In the U20 Provincial Championship, both men's and ladies' finals are going on right now. Sponsored by PharmaSave. Another shout out to PharmaSave. Wonderful sponsor for this event. We've got lots of other sponsors out on the ice. Sask Milk, Bike Tricks, Bungie, Sask Lotteries, Sasktel, Curl Saskatchewan. And I'm going to go on mute for a moment, but I will come back to update you on the men's as soon as the final shot is thrown. Ethan Robinson set to throw his final stone. He's looking at 3 in the 4-foot. From my angle, it looks like he might be trying for a double to limit the damage to steal a 1. I don't know that he can get shot rock out of this. The rocket's on its way. They're sweeping hard to make it curl. He's by everything up front. And he does get the double to give up a steal of 1, which was a very nice shot. The threat of a multiple steal was definitely there. 4th end break for both the men's and the women's here at the Swift Current Curling Club. We'll be back with you as soon as games resume. So we're back after the fourth end break. Sask U20 Provincial Women's Final going on right now. Simpson against Semeniuk. First four ends was a result of a 1-1 score. Simpson had hammer first end, and Semeniuk has hammer in the fifth.
So now with 4 ends to go in a tie game, Simpson throws the center guard up, try and get some action here. Sometimes when you let the ice sit for a little while like that, the ice conditions can change, but looks like neither team having trouble finding their weight here to start the fifth.
I think Semeniuk got a little deep for her liking. Simpson will display the freeze now. We're not going to see as clean as a end as we did in the fourth.
There's a really nice freeze there.
Probably trying to release these a little bit, wouldn't you think?
I would think so, and coming up a couple feet short, but that's still a pretty good spot there.
Bringing another one into the pile, it would appear. Sweepers are brushing it slightly. Starting to work on it harder now. We're going to see some cleanup.
Looks like there is the double peel. Well, I don't think they want to get rid of their center guards just yet. And with some heat.
Simpson calling for another guard. Sweepers just keeping it clean right now. Working to curl it a little bit.
Nice guard there.
Pretty much where the skipper asked.
Eyeing up the draw now. There is also the double peel opportunity, which I think they looked at earlier.
Yeah, having hammer, I'm thinking that would be on my option. It looks like now she's just peeling the one again, the one that was just placed there. The short guard. I don't know if she's trying to catch a little bit of her own stone on the way by across the top. Break other things up.
Just gets to the nose.
I guess she did exchange colors there. She's got the double bump now. She's only playing with her own color then. I think Simpson asked for, I'm not 100% sure. I think she's just going around the pile. Maybe another guard, I guess, guarding the... Thought with the ice she had, she was trying to go around everything. I think that's what she was trying to do. So we're down to third stones, and it looks like we're shrinking up the rings pretty good here. That was 13, so she's probably going to well deep into the house.
Yeah, this one running. Not much curl on it. Slides through the back 12. Hangs around.
Simpson will try to duplicate that with about 1.5 seconds difference in weight. They're working on this one pretty hard. $14-7 at the hog.
Sneaks by the guard. A little short.
And not really exposed enough to do anything with unless they try the double run back. And I don't think that's an option for later. Semeniuk coming around the other side now.
Yeah, really good opportunity to get this rock kind of corner frozen on your own. Lie two in a really good spot.
Looks like, yeah, that was 15-6, so well late.
Yeah, and we didn't really see any rocks down this side, so I wonder if just got caught there a little bit.
Possibly. It's still 15.5 between hogs, so. Opportunity here for Simpson to hold him to one or at least make the two very, very tough and possibly get in there for shot rock. I think the mission at the beginning of the end would be to force them to 1. So if they can do that, this will be mission accomplished. That one was 15. Didn't look like they were in a
That does
panic.
make it really tough for Semeniuk to get another yellow in there, even though it's a little short of where they would have liked it.
Might be a bump there, but on the left-hand side as we look at it for her final shot. Not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't think she can hurt herself. We're looking way ahead, though. There's 2 rocks to come before that one. I guess looking 2 rocks ahead isn't a bad idea in curling anyway. Rock's on its way. I don't know if this will curl hard enough for her to get a big enough piece of that 4-foot or not. I think she's on red. No.
Just touches it barely.
Might leave an in off.
Yep, you're right. Definitely easier than trying to find a draw path with all those guards up there.
Yeah. Advantage for Simpson here to get and hit and roll under. If she happens to nose it, that advantage will reverse real quick. Rock's on its way. Curlers are watching. Late clean. No panic yet. Needs to curl. Needs to curl a lot. And try to go the other way so they don't leave. Yeah. Took it the other way so they didn't leave the in off for Semeniuk. Smart sweeping at the end.
Yeah, good plan B there. Sometimes if the original shot's not going to be made, you got to be quick with your decision making and make the next best shot. So well done there.
You can't see it anymore, Bo, but I would have sure been tempted to play a bump on that one just left the center there. It's a 12-foot bump, but I'm not sure this shot's there. Prove me wrong. 15 at the hog line, so probably a little light.
Just a little light, and they come up onto that red, so nice force here. Team Simpson to get the hammer back.
So after 5, it will be 2-1 for Semeniuk. Simpson with hammer. Here at the Swift Current Curling Club in the Sask U20 Provincial Curling, we're watching the ladies. And I have the opportunity to watch over on the men's as well. It does look like Robinson is looking at some difficulties again. There's a snow rock buried on the button, and he's doing a run back on one of his stones onto Snow's, probably looking for the double and opening it up. Robinson does have another rock after this one. So 3 rocks to go on that 5th end in the men's. Back to the ladies, beginning of the sixth end. Lindsay Miller getting ready to throw her first stone when she gets timed in.
Broom down, and I guess we'll see if they're throwing a guard or going top 4 here. I must have missed that.
I did as well, so they can't miss now. That one was 13-5, so the ice might be toughening up just a little bit.
Covering the pin.
I think I would go corner now, but that's just me.
Yeah, at some point you want to score your 2 with the hammer and really change things around. Both teams just exchanging singles so far.
Well, they do get the corner guard over, just over. Pretty sure they want it probably down to the almost to the Westland insurance sign. That does take away an in-turn draw later in the end if Simpson needs to throw it. So they probably wanted that one a little deeper.
Yeah, and with how effective directional sweeping is now, I think that's such a high guard, no matter, even if it's fully buried, you'd be able to kill it with hack weight or even board weight.
Right. Yeah, almost more of a hindrance than help at this point. Simpson still can't peel that center guard, so she's going to try to lock one on, the one that's sitting on the button. Quick update on the men's final of the U20 Sask Provincials. Robinson just gave up a steal of 2 in 5. I can't see the scoreboard right now, but I think he's down 4 or 3. I'll let you know as soon as I can see it. Back to the ladies.
Weeper's backing away.
Somewhat fortunate for Robinson. I was wrong on my view. It was a steal of 1, so it is now 5-2 for Snow, playing 6. Robinson with hammer. That was for the men's U20 Sask Provincial final. Playing some cleanup.
Got some granite flying there. Removing 2 yellows. That one just hanging on the side, out of the rings.
That was almost awesome. That red almost stopped in front of yellow, so just rolled a little bit too far. I'm sure they're happy with the result of the peeling of the centers. There is one of their own sitting up there now, but for Simpson, it is one of her stones. Simpson trying for a little hit and roll on top of the Semeniuk stone sitting on the button. Rushing it hard at the hog line. Trying to keep it out there. She just grazed the guard.
Yeah, that's about as close as you can be.
Hindsight, you let that go and clear it off better, and further hindsight is sweep it harder and get it by. Or throw it out a little further, whatever. Almost the worst result they could have gotten out of that. Semeniuk now trying to put one on the top of the pile, I think. Maybe a little short of the top of the pile.
Extra sweeper up to help.
Well, they get it biting, and I think they've, unless it's very soft weight, they've almost taken away the in off. It's going to have to be back ring lake to get the inside roll.
Yeah, and that intern draw path is kind of taken away because of that high corner guard still, so.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned that right off in the beginning, that where it ended up was more of a detriment than it was a help, and it's definitely turning out that way. We're just at third stones now, so there's quite a few rocks to come yet. So she will try to run this back and hopefully rearrange something in the house and open things up a little bit. Working hard to keep it straight.
Oh, catches the back one, but leaves the center guard there.
That intern draw might be there, but I don't think so. I guess we should say intern for right-handers.
Yeah, I was thinking when that yellow was there, you could probably throw back line and make it through that hole, but with top 4 draw weight, make things a little tougher for sure.
Well, there's a mistake Simpson needed, I think.
Yeah, that doubles there, and if you hit it right, you might actually spin up behind the guard into a really good spot.
I don't, well, you can't see it anymore. I don't know if that will spin up. It might. It's close. I thought the one in the forefoot was maybe sitting a little bit too high for the spin up. Again, they can prove me wrong anytime they want. Yeah, you're probably right. Now they get a better angle.
Just a little wide on the throw there.
A little aggressive too, I think. I don't know if you needed that much weight.
A big chance to hit and roll with 2 buried with 1 more in the top 12. So basically 3 buried here if they make this good.
It's on its way. Sweepers are just watching. Trying to get it to curl now.
Just to the nose once again. I wonder if there was maybe just a little extra weight on that throw, causing it to stay a little straighter.
Simpson has hammer. We're down to her first stone now, so she gets this in the right spot. She could still generate a deuce out of this. I think she almost has to come up with a roll that's just 3 or 4 inches to the inside to leave it exposed so it could be advanced and get rid of the one on the button or biting the button.
Making the double there.
Yeah.
Still lying 1,
Yeah.
2 yellows in the rings.
Unfortunately, that just at best is going to be the force for her, I would think. Good news is she's going to have the outturn draw. Or do I need to say counterclockwise? If she can roll to top 4 here, it's going to be a tough.
Just rolled a little further than they were kind of expecting there.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked good most of the way. Good force, though. Must favor her out turn. I'd throw the in turn at this, but I would miss it. She might not.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing the intern too, but
It's what you feel. This has to curl.
gets off the center guard, and
Yeah.
there we go.
the single. So after 6 ends of play, we have a 2-2 game. Semeniuk will now have hammer, playing 7. Sliding over to the men's for half a second. Robinson again is looking at trying to clean some stuff up. He's in some difficulty here. So here in Swift Current at the Curling Club, after 6 ends of play, it is 2-2. Semeniuk and Simpson in the ladies U20 Provincial Curling Championship, sponsored by PharmaSave. Big shout out again to PharmaSave. Can't say that enough. Here every day, people here every day, draws every day, support every day. Thank you, PharmaSave. So I'm guessing Semeniuk's going to be pushing hard for the blank.
Yeah, final 2 ends here. If you can manage to get a blank, that brings your chances of winning coming home probably up to that 75% range. Whereas a force would be as close to 50-50 as a curling game can get.
Semeniuk going around to top 4, which in my textbook says she's still looking for the blank.
One's got a little ways to curl.
I would be going the outturn top of the house if you're going to try to steal. This is, to me, this play is kind of playing into the blank end.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind throwing another one behind that guard. It's kind of in that halfway range where it's a little awkward to go double centers, but top house would basically do the same thing.
Yeah, and that one sitting in the 4-foot was there for either one of them to get the in off. So, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, they have strategies that work better than mine, I'm sure. Update on the men's. Sheet 2. Robinson against Snow. Robinson did generate his deuce in 6. So it'll be a 5-3 game. Sorry, 5-4 game. That's hard to see that scoreboard from here.
Just enough curl to catch that one. I was a little worried you might see a flash, but some effective sweeping brought it back, and the hit and roll out was made, so a free chance here to come around.
Yeah, not hanging around definitely gives them the chance to bury another one behind here and still have a good chance of playing the force or steal. Had this conversation with my guys many times, Bo, playing 7 tied up. Do you want to take one or give one? If those are your only 2 options.
Oh, it's a really tough question. For me, I think I would take one, but you know, it also depends on the ice conditions, I guess, and maybe
How the
who you're
crew's been
playing
playing.
against. So,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
If that's the dilemma and we're down to our last stone and there's one in the house, then I guess you're in good shape as a skip, because if you nose it, that's what they wanted. I,
Yeah.
in defense, I can't say that because I said take one or give one was your only two options. So an open hit isn't one of those options.
Yeah, and another thing is some teams would rather come home tied with the hammer as opposed to up 2, but for me, I would think I'd take that 2-point lead into the
Yeah,
8th
yeah, I'm
all
with you.
day.
Worst disaster should be extra end with hammer, right?
Yeah, especially in a game like this where we've just seen singles and
Mm-hmm.
offense is putting multiple points on the board is hard to come by.
But we both know, both been there, when you get to this point and you keep glancing at those green jackets and you're getting to 7th and 8th end, adrenaline can have a good or bad influence on you.
Absolutely, and these teams haven't shown it, but I'm sure their hearts are beating at 200 miles an hour. So in a game like this with just an end and a half to go,
Hats off to the ice makers here at the curling club too. 2 games I've done so far, no picks, none of this stuff that really makes your gut churn if you're in a provincial final and something happens that was beyond your control. Some team discussion on here on the what to do. Contemplating hitting the one that's just letting the 8-foot, trying to roll behind the corner. I think that was the final decision. They could have had it.
both teams doing quite well for time here. Lots of time for discussion now especially in the final end, potentially final end.
This one looked a little aggressive out of her hand, but yeah, it needs to curl.
Those catches a sliver enough to kill it.
Yeah, to me it looked like on release she gave that a little more than what was desired, but not sure. She wasn't far from hanging around, but does give Semeniuk the opportunity to get one over on the side. I don't think that corner guard's going to do much for you unless you're way over there. Thinking Semeniuk Semeniuk's trying to keep it fairly simple, not give them a chance to hit and roll under something and make it difficult for her.
Yeah, I think drawing to the open side is your best chance of the blank. Another option here would have been to peel that red just off the center line.
Yeah, probably would have forced Simpson to go around that corner and try to hide one and try to get the force on that way. If they would have done that. Now Simpson will try to remove this one and get a roll behind her center guard there. Looks like it's going to hit full rock. Sit right there. Now that we're down to skip stones, if I'm Semeniuk, do you try to roll behind theirs?
You could for sure, yeah. The only problem is if it's dead buried, then the run and stick is a possibility. So
yeah, run and stick and be buried behind your own. Maybe she's just happy with going for the blank here. Even
yeah,
these
it looks like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Even these ones, you got to be careful. If you happen to roll out, and I can't see that rock now, if she dead noses, if she's not in, it does give Simpson the chance to be full buried behind her own, somewhere in the forefoot.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if she noses that. Is she in? It's hard to tell from my
yeah,
view here.
No, if she noses it, she's okay. If she hits a little bit to the left of it, which she's not going to do, yeah. Soft hit, roll under for the force.
I think that's the plan, yep. And if the roll is perfectly made, it might force the draw. So we haven't seen a whole lot of draws this end.
Yeah. I guess there goes back to my question. If she hits and rolls under, do you run red back for the blank? And if you don't make it, you give up the steal, which you didn't care because you have hammer. I won't say you didn't care, but.
I do like that idea, yeah. I think try for the blank. That's the best outcome. And if you do happen to give up one, it's still not a bad situation for you coming home.
Too thin, I think.
It's going to roll out.
This probably isn't a hard decision.
Nope. She'll try and save as much time as possible. And decide which path she wants to see here.
So just glancing over at the men's, well, I can throw it in quick. They're playing 7. Cleanest I've seen it over there for a long time. Right now, Robinson is lying 1, but Snow is throwing. So up 1 with hammer. Snow probably wants to see clean.
All right, so tied coming home.
What more do you want?
Final.
Semeniuk has hammer coming home. As we said, coming into this, Simpson was 5-1 in the round robin, won the 1-2 game to get to this game. Semeniuk ended up 3-3 in the round robin and had to beat Loudon and Baldick to get to the final. So sometimes keeping curling is better than sitting and waiting. Who knows? When you're my age, sitting and waiting is always better. when you're their age, a little different. I'm only 3 times as old as they are.
So here we go. We're probably going to see double centers. giving you the best chance of stealing. And game on.
Yeah, interesting when they throw up the center where Semeniuk goes. The five rock rule, it's tough to throw rocks through. Do you throw one on the wings and leave it there in case you have to do a pick with your last one? All those things. Chess game of nerves on this end. I just don't think we're going to see an extra end.
No, I wouldn't think so. Although I have seen that happen before.
Yeah, it comes down at the end to have a rock half buried. You try to tap it out and you hit and roll out. Extra ends, here we go.
So we're gonna see the square come out here. That rock
Yep.
close enough to the center line.
Mr. Minkin will come out here, I think, or Jan. I see Minkin walking. I don't see Jan anywhere, so. Measuring to see if it's actually touching the center line. If it's not touching, it can be moved off the line more. If it's touching, it can't be removed from the line. You can bump it, but it'll have to stay on the line if it's on the line now.
Looks real close. They're having a long,
Yep.
hard look at it. So
Mitch is looking at it from both ways. And when he curls with me, his eyes aren't that good. So I think he's ruling it's touching the line.
right, and that's very important because the pick
Extremely.
shot is one of the most.
So have you ever seen it where they measure it to see if it's touching the line and then they don't play it anyway? If it's off?
Yeah, I have seen that actually. Yeah,
Go through all that? No, never mind. We're not going to play it anyway.
yeah.
I don't think that was the case with Chloe Semeniuk here. I think she's just going around. I think I want to be deep here. Very deep, not just
Yeah, you don't want to be.
there.
This sits on the button, so
Simpson will not bring another rock into the house just because she wants traffic. I like the call. She's going around the outturned side. The inturned side that rocks that's on the button is probably removable quite easy with hack weight or better. Even though it looks on the buried side, it's not quite buried.
really nice sweep there to set up the double centers. And I think we're going to see another yellow frozen right on top of that one to make it as hard as possible to tap them behind the tee line.
Critical shot for Semeniuk. It is early.
Got a bit of curling to do, and there it goes.
Oh, I think they wanted that locked on, though.
Yeah, would have liked that a little tighter, but still not a bad spot. They got to play the. They're electing for the long tap here. Try and push them behind the tee line.
Is she trying to get to nose here, do you think? No, you can't. I don't know if they want to be removing a bunch of rocks.
No, I wouldn't be playing full takeout weight, just enough to tap it, and the yellow stays there right on the center line. So now we're going to see some weight being thrown here.
Is she after the tight one?
I actually missed that.
Yeah, I didn't. There wasn't really a call. She just put her broom down, so I'm thinking she's peeling high, but that looks like she's setting in the hack for an in-turn, so she'll be peeling the high guard.
Throw, and there's the top one. Kind of tricky to play a double peel there without risking the jam on your own, so I like that call.
Simpson will play another one up top. The jury's out as whether the Semeniuk stone top of the button is advantage to Semeniuk right now or not. Oh, always feels good for viewers when you've got shot rock, but you've got a yellow or a red stone right at the top of the house that could be promoted onto. Oh, there's a big mistake. Now you can double peel. Nope, just going the single. A little scared of the jam if she tried the double peel.
Yeah, I guess so. And
maybe she's calculating a little bit of nerves into this, and let's keep things fairly simple.
so they're probably going to throw a couple more high centers and then peel, high center peel, and then eventually they're going to have to make a move on that yellow. My guess would be just a back 8 out turn kind of weight. Try and get slightly to the inside.
Or the bump in turn. Pretty nice.
Good shot. I think no matter where you hit these reds, it's always going back into that yellow. So
yeah, can you get rid of one of the reds? I don't think so.
Got to throw it pretty hard, for sure. Those two look pretty frozen, so.
The back one, if anything, maybe. And you might just roll it under the corner.
Yeah, I think if you throw it hard and hit either side, it might drag a little bit, so. Just have to see how it plays out here.
It is skip stones, so. I guess not skip, it's skip stones after this one. So I think blasting that's probably the right idea. Because I'm pretty sure if it's left there, Simpson's hitting it.
I suspect we're going to see a little bit of weight being thrown here.
I suspect.
There we go.
Well, maybe she hits this one thin enough. The top one might go. I don't see them going, but yeah, just one of them goes. That's pretty good. That's very good.
That's a good shot. Clears up the center line. And although they're not sitting shot rock anymore, I think they're going to be quite happy with that result.
Simpson going center line, guard.
Yeah, I think I missed it, but
I think so. I can't see wanting one in the house, and the ice looks like probably a guard.
that's a good stone there.
Pretty nice.
So now some options.
Yeah, I was gonna,
You could also draw behind this. Try and
could
get there first, so.
yeah, you could try the run back, but then you know Simpson's coming around, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
This
you
is
got.
interesting, yeah. They're looking at the
I think
angle heel, so.
I think you got to get rid of center guard. Chloe's looking at it. You got to get rid
Yeah.
of that.
Catch it thin enough, you could actually hit the yellow into the red. That is quite thin, but
I guess worst case scenario is she hits it too thick and hits yellow and rolls the red on. It shouldn't. She shouldn't still have a real tough shot in the end for her final. Right now, she just needs half the 8 foot, so half into the 8 foot. Well, she's catching it thin.
just touches an inch of it to move it over. That was close.
Yep, Simpson will have to go as much behind that as she can. Where do you put this? I'm leaving it 3.5 to 3/4 open, just touching the 4 foot. Make her think hit and draw. That's me.
Yeah, it is definitely pretty hard to fully bury this without being back 4, back 8, so.
Well, and if you fully bury, you only need not much more than full 8 foot for the win.
Exactly, so.
I don't think we could have had a much better final.
Yeah, this one's really coming down to the wire.
Final stone being thrown in the men's. They've got Snow has an open hit for the win, I believe. And he makes it. So Snow will win.
Slides to the back tee line, showing about half, it looks like, so.
It's
Now
not
you've
bad.
got a couple options here. Yeah, it's a pretty good spot.
I'm going draw. You know,
Yeah, I
The-
like the draw.
the demons. You know, Simpsons brought the demons into the game. You know, you're little adrenaline here, and which I'm sure is what the Simpson team is hoping for, and the Semeniuk team is not thinking that at all.
Here comes the final stone.
Try to get a clock on it. No panic yet. Keeping it clean.
Pretty clean. Looks like they'll have the backing if needed. Now they're on it.
14-2 at the hog. They're going to have to go on it.
And
By 2 inches? By an inch?
wow. What a sweep.
They're going to
Oh,
they're going to request the measure, but I'm thinking I would too. But I'm losing a beer on the measure. So again, to recap the men's, Snow had an open hit. He was up 5-4 with hammer. He had an open hit for the win, which he made. So the final score does show 7-4. He did get 2. So Snow is the U20 men's provincial curling champ for Saskatchewan, sponsored by PharmaSave.
and you can't have a much closer game than this.
No,
Final end, down to a measure.
you want to dig back way back in the history books. You didn't want anybody jumping up and down in the rings either.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it is Semeniuk that draws for the win.
Confirmed, yeah.
Awesome game. So, from the Swift Current Curling Club, thanks Bo Cornelson for yapping along with me at the Women's U20 Sask Provincial Curling Champ, sponsored by PharmaSave. And we have the Chloe Semeniuk team as our provincial champions, with Lindsay Miller lead, Kelsey Wall second, Leah Beasley at third, and Chloe Semeniuk as skip, our Saskatchewan U20 ladies champions. And I'll sign off now and not do any more commentating on the tears being shed on the ice. Over and out.